Go ahead, your name?
My name is Tony Colon, and I'm with AJ Consulting. I've been an educator for over 35 years, and I'm basically here today because I thought I would bring the Latino perspective to the whole issue of the achievement gap and how we should engage parents. I think there's a huge disparity between the rhetoric about parent engagement and what really happens in schools and education. We say we want parents engaged, but when we drill down, that engagement is very peripheral. And so I thought that we would be able to talk a little bit about that here today.
Is there anything that generally resonates with communities that you deal with, the Latino community issues?
Well, yeah, and I think I mentioned that before. The one thing that really resonates is that people are really afraid to go to the schools because they don't know what they're going to encounter. And usually, if we're talking about the Latino community, it's they feel overwhelmed by the culture of the school. They don't feel wanted in the school. They have communication issues. And there's another issue we don't talk about. It's the elephant in the room. Lots of these parents are undocumented when you're talking about the Latino community, and they just don't want to be red flagged out there. So they stay in the dark, and they don't come out, and that's a really big issue in our community.
What do you think are possible solutions to start to approach or tackle this problem?
Well, I'm hoping now with our new president, Barack Obama, and this administration that there's going to be a relaxation of the fear that, you walk out on the street and someone's going to profile as an immigrant, that you're going to be taken and away and deported immediately, and your children are going to be in trouble. So I think there is a relaxation that people are beginning to feel, and I think that is probably going to be the most important thing right now. To stop these horrendous raids on Latino communities all over the country, and often sometimes illegal raids. So not just justified. I think we also have to look at some of the laws that have been passed in the past few years, deputizing police departments to go in and on immigrants, undocumented people.
And for those who don't know what one last question, for those that don't know what the education achievement gap is and how large a problem it is, can you just briefly describe both the issue and the magnitude of it?
Well, the issue is that there are huge disparities between people of color, African Americans and Latinos, and their Anglo peers. I mean, huge disparities. And I don't think, even within the Latino community, we had an elected official seminar, and even within that population, they just don't understand the implications of that, when in some cities there's a 70% dropout rate of Latinos, when we know, for example, there's tons of research out there. Foundation for Child Development just did some research which shows that by the time Latinos reach the 4th grade, they're already 2 years behind across the board. And by the way, that goes for all children in this country, but for Latinos is significantly worse. Now, that has economic implications, that has implications for crime. There are just so many things that it has implications, and I just don't think that people understand that in our community enough to say, I've got to do something about this.